Guys, it's Dr. Sydney with Columbia Family Chiropractic, and this is Rachel.
Hey.
Tonight we are going to be talking about detox and toxins. So this is a very big subject. So tonight we're going to specifically be talking about toxins that are found in your household products, your beauty products, and your personal use products. So as you guys get geared up for spring cleaning, you can keep this information in mind. So just to recap, the 5 essentials to true health: number 1, nutrition; number 2, exercise; number 3, mindset; number 4, chiropractic care; and number 5 is to minimize toxins. So in minimizing toxins, why is that so important that it's actually an essential part of our health? Your nervous system, that's what we deal with as chiropractors. That controls every other system in your body, tells your heart to beat, your lungs to breathe, your food to digest. So if that system is having to work extra hard to detox all the time because you're filling your body with toxins, it's not going to be able to spend that energy on doing other things like healing your broken toe or healing your gut. If you've got a cut, it's going to have to spend a lot of energy on all these toxins that you're probably putting into your body and you don't even know it. I hope that makes sense. So the toxins we're going to be talking about tonight are going to be household, beauty, personal, stuff that goes on your skin. Your skin is your largest organ system. It acts as a barrier. It detoxes, so sweat, that's a detox mechanism. It also regulates temperature and helps produce vitamin D on your skin and regulates immunity. So lots of important stuff that we don't even have to think about, luckily. But if we are, again, constantly putting toxic products on or near our skin, it's going to impact its efficacy. So before I go into the different topics, I have this little slide here, some red flags when you are out shopping for those products, what to look for on the labels. And these are just the first 5 things that came to mind. And then I kind of gave up because there's so many products. If you're reading the label on like a cleaning product, you're not going to be able to recognize a lot of stuff. So that can be a red flag in of itself. But I'm going to go through some resources later that's going to help you figure out what's what. But the top 5 things that came to mind, the first ingredient being fragrance. Fragrance is it's an ingredient that the FDA does not need to regulate. So that means it can literally contain anything and you don't know where that anything came from. So anytime you see something that's fragrance free, it won't smell very good. But it's a pretty good option for you and your family. Sulfates is the next big ingredient, and there's all kinds of different sulfates out there. Sodium lauryl sulfate was the big one a few years back with shampoo. Sulfates are linked to certain types of cancer, so should definitely be avoided. And now you can see it on a lot of labeling when you're just shopping around. No sulfates. Just be careful because there's ways that they can go around that, which we'll get into. But sulfates would be a big one to avoid for sure. The next one would be dyes. Any kind of added dye. That added dye is synthetic, so it's not well regulated also. Aluminum. Aluminum is a big one that I'm sure you guys have all heard of before, and it's been linked to breast cancer, and it is most commonly found in deodorant, which we'll go over in a bit, so keep that in mind. Aluminum free is a good label to look for on the front when you're out shopping. And the next one is propylene glycol. This is a known toxin. It is found in antifreeze. It is also found in a ton of beauty products. It's like it helps emulsify or something like that, but it is a known toxin, so steer clear if you ever see that on anything you are out shopping for. All right, so let's jump right in. Household stuff, that includes any cleaning products, dishwasher stuff, dish stuff, hand soap, counter spray, floor cleaner, laundry detergent, all that stuff. The next 3 slides I'm going over, it's just really just pictures of brands that are known to be toxic and brands that are known to be clean. Before I get into this, I should go over the resources where I pulled a lot of this stuff. So the 2 biggest resources that I use are ewg.org. That is environmentalworkinggroup.org. It has an extensive database. So it's a full website that you can look through. And specifically, if you're looking for any beauty or personal products, Skin Deep is the part of the website that you'll use to search the database. And they have an app that you can also download and use. I actually don't have it on my phone, but I know that it's good just because their database has like millions of products. Whereas the other one that I'm going to talk about, the Think Dirty app, that's an app that I have on my phone, and I do like to use it because it has a little scanner. So you can scan a barcode. Like this barcode on the water, you could scan at the store and it would pull up a number from 1 to 10, 10 being the most toxic, 1 or 0 being not toxic at all. So I love how easy it is to use when I'm out shopping. However, it's just not very extensive. So oftentimes I'll be scanning something and it won't be in their database yet. So I would recommend EWG over Think Dirty. Think Dirty I just like to throw in there because I use it. So it is a good one. But EWG, they also have all these print offs that you can print off while you're shopping. I know we're not talking about food tonight, but they've got like the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen little shopping lists of the fruits and veggies that you should buy organic versus not as important to buy organic because they're cleaner grown. So just really cool stuff like that. So definitely check that out, ewg.org. So this is where you can pull a lot of the data that I'm going to go over now from that website. But back to the household stuff. So you can see Tide detergent, Lysol wipes, Dawn dish detergent, all of those big brands, pretty much any big brand that you would see at a grocery store or a pharmacy or anything like Walmart, anything, Target, anything like that. Those big brands probably have toxic ingredients in them because they're cheaper to make that way. So I know it's a kind of a weird time right now, so I think probably every office in the country is using Lysol products right now, and that's okay. We have Lysol products in our office right now just because that's all we could find.
But we can tell a difference in how we feel when we're using them.
We can tell a difference for sure. And then you can see in the middle, 7th generation, it's a all-purpose cleaning spray. I have that kind of towing the lines between ditch and switch. That a lot of those smaller-ish but well-known non-toxic brands, 7th generation, Method, Ms. Myers, those have been bought by bigger companies. And so they once perhaps were non-toxic, and now they're kind of towing the line where if you would look them up, they would probably be like between a 4 and a 6 on the toxicity scale. And what do you do with that? That's kind of stuck in the middle. Don't get me wrong, they still do have some products that are fairly good. The one that I included on the PowerPoint is the free and clear version, so it's fragrance free. So that would be the best bet of those ones. But yeah, a lot of the smaller companies, ones that you haven't heard of, those are the best non-toxic ones. The Honest Company, which I think you guys have probably all heard of, that one is fairly small and it's still relatively non-toxic. And then the Whole Foods brand, 365, that's a good one. The thing that I really like about that one is the prices are pretty comparable with all of the big companies like Tide and Dawn. The big one that I have on here to switch to is Young Living. So we partner with Young Living and they have a whole household cleaning line. It's called Thieves. They've got dish soap, hand soap, dishwasher detergent, laundry detergent, household spray that you can use on the floors, on the counters, you name it. and it is truly non-toxic, so that is the best bet there. But I'll leave it up to you. So I guess when you're just perusing the aisles, you can try and read the ingredients, but I would suggest going on EWG beforehand and looking up brands that are best to use, and then going to the store and looking for those. Go with a couple in mind, because the smaller non-toxic brands are sometimes harder to find. Target usually does a pretty good job of having those, and Whole Foods, of course, would have some as well. Going into the personal care, I touched on aluminum being a big one, a big toxic ingredient. So a lot of companies are coming out with aluminum-free alternatives, but you still have to be careful about fragrances and stuff like that. So there's other ingredients. Aluminum's not the only toxic ingredient found in deodorant. So I have ditched Secret and switched to Schmidt's, which is one that I use. But I have to be careful, because I think some of their fragrances, or some of their flavors, I guess, of deodorant, some of them are toxic, more toxic. They're like a 4 to a 6, just because of the fragrances that are used in those ones. But that's a good one. Native is a good one. I'm trying to think. A Cure, which is one of my favorite brands ever. They make deodorant that's really good. But yeah, trying to stay away from Secret, Old Spice, that stuff. And then for the shampoo, this one's easy. Herbal essences, any of those big ones that you probably grew up using and you probably still have in your house, that's okay. I actually have a toxic one in my house right now. It's in my guest bathroom for my guests to use.
Wow.
I know. We bought it I don't know why we bought it, and then it's just been in the guest bathroom. So don't use any of those. One really good one is the 365, the Whole Foods brand. Their shampoo and conditioner, that's really good. The one that I use is a Cure. You can see the little orange one on there. It's like a watermelon blood orange one. It's really good. Young Living has shampoos, so you can do Young Living. Sunscreen is another thing that I have on here, because a lot of people don't think about sunscreen. Again, a lot of the big brands like Coppertone, they have some non-toxic ones. If you look at the EWG website, there's a few, maybe some of the baby ones that are like a 2 or a 3. Again, the lower the number, the better. But then, any of the spray mists and stuff like that, those are generally higher, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Dang it, I just bought a spray mist.
Yeah, it might be okay. But if it's Coppertone, it's not.
Neutrogena.
Probably we'll look it up. I would bet it's probably a 6 or a 7. The non-toxic one I have on here is a Juice Beauty. Juice Beauty is another one of my favorite brands. I use their face scrub and their face cleanser. It's really good. But you do have to be careful, because they have a couple products that are higher up in the number system. But this sunscreen was pretty good. I think it was a 1. And then for the men, I have the shaving cream. So like Gillette, any of the big brands, Neutrogena, all that crap. Bring the app with you when you guys are shopping, but those are going to be harder. You'll probably have to check Amazon or something like that for a non-toxic brand. The one on here is Beauty Counter. Beauty Counter is a really good company. It is actually, all of their products are EWG verified, so that's actually better than a 1 on the scale of 1 to 10. EWG verified is essentially like a 0, and so those products are the best of the best. I personally don't have much experience with Beauty Counter, just because I've already got my go-to products that I love. But Beauty Counter, I've heard amazing things, and again, if every single product is vetted by EWG, it's going to be pretty good. Last but not least, the beauty products. This is probably my favorite. It's also kind of the hardest. This is definitely all for the ladies. Sorry, gentlemen. But the beauty products is really hard. Any traditional brands that you would, again, find at CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, the grocery store, Maybelline, CoverGirl, L'Oreal, Almay, Neutrogena, probably all those generally aren't going to be good. And there's a lot more chemicals in like the eyeshadows and the lip glosses, and the nail polishes. The ones with a lot of color in them, those ones tend to be more toxic. So ditch those. Switch to these 4 brands I have. Beauty Counter again. Crunchy is really good. Crunchy's all fairly non-toxic. The Burt's Bees and the Physicians Formula I have on there. I do use some of their products. However, some are toxic, some are not. So you have to check. This mascara is good, so I put it on there. This Physicians Formula loose powder I have, it's like a 1. But they have a lot of products that are like an 8 or a 9. So I did want to talk about that. They even have, I actually brought it with me. One sec. I was going to do it for our quiz, but I actually bought this. I didn't have my phone with me probably. And Physicians Formula, it literally says the Healthy Foundation. And I already had a couple, like this loose powder and a couple other Physicians Formula stuff that I knew was good. So I bought it. It's like an 8. Okay. So, yeah, I checked after the fact, which is too bad.
So what makes like the same company have great products, and then you get a product, you're trusting them, and then boom, it's an 8 or 9, like fragrance?
That's a great question. I think this ingredient literally, however you pronounce that's a sunscreen ingredient. So it's great that this product has sunscreen in it, but that sunscreen ingredient, octinoxate, however you say that, that's a known toxic ingredient found in a lot of sunscreens. Mm-hmm. And so that's in there because it's trying to give us an SPF, which is great, but they've used a toxic ingredient to do that. So to answer your question, it would just be the ingredients found in each and every one. Whereas some companies are totally non-toxic, some are totally toxic, and some are kind of towing the line. This is one of them. Okay. So it fooled me. I liked that it had an SPF, but I probably should have known better because if it has an SPF, generally it's going to use something toxic. I just thought of another really good sunscreen company. It's called Badger. All of their sunscreens are non-toxic. So that's a really good one.
And if anyone else has questions too, just comment and we'll, get back to you with answering. I won't, but Dr. Sydney will.
I will.
I'll make sure she gets the question. No, that was my main question is, you start trusting a certain brand, like I start trusting Physicians Formula, and then you kind of get lazy with scanning things. You should always double check, even if it's looking at the ingredients or you have that Think Dirty app. You scan, or I think also what you were saying earlier, just pick a couple products off the EWG website, because for me, I go into a place and I would get overwhelmed with all the products. So I probably will just throw it in my bag regardless and then regret it later. So.
And the good news is a lot of the products that you find on EWG, you probably wouldn't be able to find them in a conventional store, but Amazon is awesome. Mm-hmm. So you can go on Amazon and check, and most of these non-toxic products are relatively affordable. They're relatively comparable to the products that you are already using. Mm-hmm. I am never going to tell somebody that they need to spend $20 more on a household cleaner or a makeup product, because I wouldn't do that. So all of the non-toxic products that I use, they're all very similar in price. So that's why I like Acure so much. But they're getting really big, Acure. I think the problem sometimes is with these companies is they get too big for their britches and they start having to produce more. So then they have to compromise on the toxicity, because a couple of Acure products have come up when I've been searching and it's like a 5 or a 6. And it's like, well, wait a minute. That's pretty much toxic at that point. So Acure is a company that I love. I have a ton of Acure products. But I feel like they're getting more and more. I mean, they have their whole little page on Amazon now. So that's going to be another company that we have to watch.
And a tip, you can find Acure, because I have Acure products too. I love a lot of their stuff. Dr. Sydney got me hooked on them, of course. But you can find them when the stores open back up. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, a lot of places that you wouldn't think to look for items like this. If you have some extra time and you're shopping or whatnot.
TJ Maxx and Marshalls are awesome for a lot of non-toxic stuff, because they get passed over because people don't know those brands, so they aren't looking for them. Whole Foods is awesome for non-toxic brands, and Ulta has a fairly good chunk of non-toxic stuff as well.
Nice. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, right. And the reason why I like Acure so much is because of the price. It's the same price for Acure products as it is for, or cheaper as it is Maybelline and all those other stuff. So that's why I like that so much. Just to recap, I pulled this slide back up, the ewg.org Skin Deep. We'll write that in all of the notes and everything. I mean, it's pretty easy to remember, but if there's one takeaway from this, that would be it, to go on that website and check it out. Download the app.
Environmental Working Group,
yes.
EWG.
Yes. So I brought some stuff from home, and I'm going to quiz Rachel on whether or not she thinks it's toxic. She'll probably do fairly well. But I've also posted a spring cleaning challenge, this last slide. So I came up with this: bring in any toxic household, personal, or beauty products that you finished and replace it with a non-toxic version. Bring it into the office. When you can either choose to get rid of it now, which would be great, but I would never tell you need to do that. You can wait until it's empty and then bring it into the office. So you don't
expensive.
So you don't waste it. Yeah, I never want you to waste stuff. So replace it with a non-toxic version. Let us know. Take a picture or a selfie or something. Let us know what you've replaced it with, and we will get you a raffle ticket to win an hour massage with our massage therapist when massages start back up. The more products you bring in, the more raffle tickets you'll get. And I have here that we'll announce the winner on social media May 18th, but we'll just wait to see how this all unravels. It might be a little bit longer, and hopefully Jazz will be back to work around then, if not sooner. All right, are you ready to play my game?
Well, I already know the answer to this.
Yes, that was an 8 out of 10.
I guess we can do toxic over here.
No, let's make you toxic. Let's make me non-toxic.
Perfect.
Next, this is a dry shampoo,
which I used to use, and admit I used to really love some of their products, but I'm guaranteeing that's toxic.
So this one, I think, is like a 2 or a 3. I think it's relatively okay, and the reason being is because I got the unscented one. So it makes they make a lot of like mango and like fresh, I don't know, they make all kinds of different smelling ones, but this one I think came up as like a 3, so it was like my only option, so I think I got it. You're trying to scan it?
Yeah, I just want to see if it'll show for me. So guys, I have the app up right now, and it's not showing on my end.
I might have searched
saying the
it
barcode
on
wasn't found, but
EWG.
Yeah. So that's what Dr. Cindy was saying with that Think Dirty app. I have it, but a lot of things aren't in it, so don't use that as a backup, but always do your research before.
Always do your research before. Okay, next.
Well, this is your Acure brand that you highly talk about. So fragrance free. Okay, yeah. So I would say that's non-toxic.
Very good. Maybe we'll put this kind of in the middle.
Okay, yeah.
This is like a 0, so.
This is toxic.
And this, actually, because it was fragrance free, it doesn't smell like anything. I actually opened it up.
Judge of that.
I opened it up and I added some of my Young Living essential oils to it.
It smells really good.
Yeah.
I was about to say, what do you mean it doesn't smell
Smart.
good?
That is lavender and I think tea
That's
tree.
a really good tip. If you get all these fragrance-free options and you have Young Living essential oils, because honestly, those are the only ones I trust now to be completely pure.
Smart.
Drop
them in.
Favorite fragrances in.
Same with the shampoo.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's toxic. I used to think this was like all my friends had this. I didn't. I needed to have it. So
got that right out of my guest bathroom. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
This is one of the ones we talked about earlier.
So yeah, well, Mrs. Myers, I'll say something. I know so many people. It's radish scented. I still would think. I mean, that's a fragrance.
Yeah.
It's scented. It just is kind of fooling me almost because it's radish.
Mrs.
Radish
Myers.
Is healthy, right?
Yeah.
But it's Mrs. Myers, and it's really strongly fragrance. I mean, it's definitely toxic. I know that. 100%. But I would never, before this, I would never think it was because I see so many people talking about Mrs. Myers, and it's so healthy.
I think it says something.
That's why you have to do good
made
research.
with olive oil and aloe vera, so it's very sneaky. This is like a 6, a 5 or a 6, so it's in the middle. It's better than others, but yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
I didn't know radishes smell like that. That smells like a perfume fresh out of the
This one's easy.
Well, it's Physicians Formula. You had it in your slide as non-toxic to switch over to. So
yes.
But again, be careful. Always look. Physicians Formula. There's some things that might be.
This one's easy too.
This was in your slide. It is your Burt's Bees mascara. That is non-toxic.
Okay.
Another cure product. Well, let me look at the labeling. Watermelon and blood orange.
Yeah, we'll do this one at the same time.
Interesting. Now, it smells good, but it also smells healthy. Y'all know what I mean.
Yes. If it smells a little bit like dirt, then you know it's probably a good one.
100% vegan, 0% pretentious. That's good. And then it goes into paraben-free, sulfate-free, mineral oil-free. It goes in all of that. So if I didn't know I love a cure, I would say it's definitely not toxic.
Yeah. And so one thing... Earlier I was talking about if you can't pronounce the ingredients or you can't read the ingredients, those are probably toxic. A lot of these companies, they'll list out the scientific name. So Cocos nucifera, and then in brackets they write coconut. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these ingredients I can't really pronounce, but then they have what it actually is in brackets, so that helps. So this is
lavender and coconut.
Lavender and coconut. This is the deodorant I'm currently wearing on my.
So we hope it's non-toxic.
Yes.
Okay.
And we also hope that it smells good, which it does.
Yeah, I'm not gonna smell.
These are all pretty easy.
Oh, give me that.
I mean, I only had a few, but my.
It kind of smells like childhood, though.
I know.
Oh yeah, very non-toxic. We love.
That's our Thieves dish soap.
Yeah, and
I've got the household spray. I've got the dishwasher stuff. I've got the hand stuff. It is great.
But it smells really good.
Yeah, I haven't opened it yet.
I'll take this with me today.
This.
I would go toxic, but I used to use this stuff all the time, and I don't know any one of my friends that did not use this witch hazel toner.
I found that under my thing. I don't know, so I was gonna have you scan it.
Okay, let me try scanning it actually.
So people could see how the app used. You've already done that, but
it says witch hazel aloe vera formula.
It's like
cucumber alcohol free. Let's see if it has it. It says hold still. I guess I'm not holding still. Okay. It's a 5.
It's a 5. Okay, so it's right in the middle with this thing.
So we'll put it right here.
But now you can see she scanned it. That one actually did come up. So it gives you a number, and then it gives you kind of the ingredients that make it that high, and then the good ingredients.
It's like red is dirty, yellow is half. Can you pronounce
any of the ingredients that are bad, that are yellow or red?
I mean, if I had a few seconds, I probably could.
Okay.
But
okay.
Not really.
Okay, so that's a 5. So that's stuck in the middle. And then I've got 2 more. These are very, very easy.
Juice Beauty is good. Green Apple Brightening Gel Cleanser, but I'm going to just take a quick look. I would assume this one's good. Yeah. Formulated with organic ingredients. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to always trust that, but...
No, you need to check Juice Beauty.
Okay. And I use this.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little bit different, but it's the same packaging. Brightening Super Green Serum. Mm-hmm. Nice. I mean, yes, this is definitely non-toxic.
That's a face cream. I got it at Marshall's.
And broccoli seed oil.
It's got broccoli in it.
May as well. Just eat it.
Yeah. Okay, that was a pretty easy quiz. I would say you passed with flying colors. But yeah, I hope you guys learned something. And now that you guys have a lot more time at home to spring clean, and I might be a little bit late on this. You guys might have already been through your house, but if you want to go through it again, cleaning products, your laundry room, your under your sink, under your bathroom sink, in your medicine cabinet, in your vanity, all your makeup stuff. If you want to go through that and pull it up on EWG and kind of give yourself a little score. Sometimes it's shocking and heartbreaking if you come up with a product that you love and you've been using for years and you're like, oh my gosh. But it needs to be done. It's really important. Remember, your skin is your largest organ, and if your body has to spend a lot more time detoxing, it's not going to be able to spend that energy on other stuff that's a lot more important, like helping you regulate your hormones, helping you sleep, helping you breathe better, all that good stuff. So I hope you guys learned something today. Please comment with any and all questions. We'd be happy to answer them, and I hope you guys have a good night.
Thanks.